Hey legends, Fraser Brooks here with the Network Marketing Ninja podcast, the podcast where we share all things network marketing, social media, branding, leadership, mindset, and the occasional interviews with rising stars and network marketing legends. Fasten the belt, get ready, get excited, hit that subscribe button because we're going to get ready for the next episode coming up now. All right. Hey, legends. Hope you're doing good. Fraser Brooks here, coming to you live from Dubai. I'm super excited about today's episode because it's Christmas Day just finished. We've done Christmas Day, we've done Boxing Day, and now we're on the 27th of December. We have a few days left, less than a handful of days left to finish 2021 strong and go into and build into 2022 to make it the best year we've ever had. And I want to help you do that today because I did this training on our 2022 game plan workshop and everyone was freaking out about it. It was possibly the biggest bingo moment for people. It comes around to setting goals. Now, I've got to say, when it comes to setting goals, most people will say that they think they know what to do. It's SMART goals. It's a specific, measurable, actionable. I don't even know the rest of it, right? But I want to really kind of share with you my method that's worked for me over many, many years now. And I just hope that it'll work for you too if you actually implement it. Everything that I share and teach will work for you if you implement it. You do the work, you execute, you track, you tweak. You execute, you track, you tweak. You do, you track, you tweak. It's just how it works. Right, so here we go. There are 6 steps. Now, before I go into the 6 steps, I would massively, massively, massively appreciate it if you could simply share this podcast with a network marketing friend of yours by taking a screenshot of what's on your device right now. If you're watching on the YouTube video, then take a screenshot of me on like dancing around here that I'm doing. Woo, yeah. And if you're listening in on the podcast, take a screenshot of the Network Marketing Podcast artwork. Post that onto your Instagram stories. Tag me at Fraser Brooks Online so that I can give you some celebration, encouragement, or some appreciation. The second thing is make sure that you get your free ticket to the upcoming 2022 kickoff call, which is going to be happening on Wednesday the 5th of January. You can go to freefromfraser.com, freefromfraser.com. I've put that in the description here on the YouTube video, and I've also put it in the podcast description for those of you tuning in on the podcast. All right, let's get into this. So step number one is to do a brain dump. Now, for those of you who are tuning in on the YouTube version, you can see my flip chart behind me, and I've literally ripped a piece of this paper off my flip chart. Look, for those of you watching listening on a podcast, go check out the YouTube videos just so you know what I'm talking about because it's kind of funny, and you might not have noticed it until I kind of pointed out to it. But anyway, I've ripped one of those pieces off because this is what I do. You want to do a brain dump. So step number 1 is do a brain dump. So you want to get like a piece of paper, A1, A0, the biggest piece of paper you can get. I'm sure you can get like some great pieces of paper on Amazon or your local stationers or whatever it might be. Then get a bunch of Sharpies. I absolutely love Sharpies. I have many, many, many different colors. We've got black, we've got blue, we've got purple, we've got red, we've got green, we've got brown. I don't know. I like different color things for what I'm about to share with you in a minute. So a big piece of paper, and a bunch of Sharpies. That's all you're going to really need. You could get your family involved if you want to, but for this exercise, we're just going to do it with you. Now, this is what's going to happen. You are then going to simply put whatever's in your brain, whatever you're thinking about, whether it's big, small, game-changing, life-changing, really, really tiny, massive, 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 I want you to write it down. Now, I would aim, now we've got 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. We've got 5 days until the end of the year finishes. What I would do is I would try and write down 20 different goals for the next 5 days. So 20 goals today, 20 goals tomorrow, 20 goals, 5 days, 100 goals. How are you going to be able to write 100 things on the piece of paper? Now what this does is when you're writing goals, when you're setting goals, a lot of people just think, right, my network marketing business. Let's set some goals for my network marketing business. Now, the health goals, get a 6-pack, right? That's my health goals done. Travel goals, go to the Maldives. go to Dubai. All right, that's that goal. Relationship goals, right? Best husband ever. Business goals, right? Business goals. I want to get 10 customers a month. I want to get 10 distributors a month. I want to get my team to $200,000 a month in revenue. I want to get my commission up to $25,000 a month. I want to hit this rank. I want to go to that event. I want to speak at that event. I want to read these 10 books. And all their goals around their business, but the business creates the rest of their life, but you still got to set goals for the rest of your life. So you got a brain dump. So I want you to put everything on there, like buy a new bike, buy a new car, pay off your credit card. I can't tell you what goals you have. You've got to be the one who can tell me your goals. In fact, let me know in the chat if you're tuning in on the YouTube version, or shout it out if you're driving in the car listening to the podcast, or you're doing the hoovering, the cleaning, the washing up, you're in the gym, you're walking the dog. Just you might want to whisper like, my biggest goal is to get a Rolex, right? Or you might be like, my biggest goal is to hit the top 10 rank in my company, right? Top 10 the leaderboard in my company, whatever it might be. Let me know what it is, because it's important, right? It's important not to just decide what your goal is, but to declare it to other people. That's a bonus step. Once you've brain dumped, you need to declare it, but I'll talk about that in a minute. Right, so step number 2 is I want you to categorize each of these goals into one of 5 pots, right? One of 5 pots. And this is where the Sharpie can come in, because you can circle these things, right? You can circle these things. Or if you think ahead, when you have the idea, you can grab the color of the pen that it's going to match to its category, and you can write that goal in that color. So then it's more visual, completely up to you. But brain dump, bosh. Then number 2 is you need to categorize. So these are the 5 things: fitness, finances, fun, family, and faith, right? Fitness, finances, fun, family, and faith. So fitness and health is like, you live in a healthier version of yourself. Finances are your business, investments, all that fun stuff. Fun are the things you're going to do for fun. Travel, nights out, meals out, what are the restaurants you want to go to, right? Family is who are the people you're going to be spending time with. Are you going to go away with them? Are you going to treat them? Are you going to hang out with them? And then faith. For me, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, for those of you who know me, I'm not massively religious. It's not that I don't believe in it, but faith to me is mindset, belief, clarity, focus, consistency. It's a different kind of faith, right? Because that's what I believe in, right? That's what I believe in to give me and my family, the people around me, a better life and a better better legacy and all that fun stuff. Does it mean I practice different things towards faith? Yeah, spirituality for sure. I'll do more of that, meditation and all manifestation and everything that goes along with it, right? So those are the 5 categories. So now I want you to put those goals. Brand new car. Well, what's that under? Probably fun. Why do you want a brand new car? Oh, because I'm going to enjoy driving it. That's fun. That's not finances. That's not fitness. That's fun, right? It can be 2, by the way. So it could be like, take my wife. I mean, me and Svetlana really want to go to Tokyo in Japan. Like, really, really want to go to. Unfortunately, you can't get into Japan because of the COVID situation. Fingers crossed, we'll be able to go there this year. So that's on my goal list, right? Go to Tokyo 2022. Now, that's fun, but it's also family because I'll be able to strengthen the relationship with Svetlana. Not that it needs strengthening, but you can always do better, right? And it's going to help me become a better human, a better husband, and blah, 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 blah. Right? You might have top 10 income earner on there, right? So you might hit number 1 spot in your company, top rank. That's probably going to be business finances, right? Invest in cryptocurrency, invest in the stock market. That's going to be finances, okay? Go on a Dr. Joe Dispenza retreat. That's probably going to be faith with the spirituality, the mindset, the focus, the belief. Attend Success Summit online. That's probably going to be faith, but it's also going to be finances as well. You got to write all these down. So, step number 1, brain dump. Step number 2, categorize. Step number 3 is prioritize. All right, so step number 3 is prioritize. Because if you have 100 goals on this piece of paper, you got roughly 20 in each one, but you'll probably have 30 in more, maybe 10 in others. So let's say you've got roughly 20 on average in each pot, right? Well, it's not going to be possible for you to win on all 100 things, because what's going to happen is you're going to get overwhelmed and you're going to get caught into the balance trap. Now, I thought of the balance trap a long time ago, but I've never really done a piece of content about it. So I suppose this is probably the first time I'm actually mentioning it. But to me, the balance trap is when you focus on living a life of balance and you end up getting overwhelmed because you're not living a balanced life. So, what do I mean by this? Most people, they focus so much on the goal of being the number one income earner that they then feel guilty by letting their family down because they're not spending so much time with their family. And if they are, all they're thinking about is gotta be number one, 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 gotta be number one. But here's the problem. Balance should not be looked at on a day-to-day basis. Balance should not be looked at on a week-to-week basis. Balance should be looked at every month or every year. But also, you got to remember, if you want to be the number one in something, if you want to live the life of the top 1%, balance is not going to be achievable because you have to go all in. Here's what balance looks like in a game that most of us have played, the game of roulette, right? The game of roulette. So here's the game. Balance on the roulette table is you putting $50 on red and $50 on black. But then guess what? The ball spins. And if you're in America, you have 0 and 00. They're green. They're not red or black. And it lands on 00. You've just lost. Because you focus so much on being balanced, you've ended up losing. How powerful is that? So when it comes to prioritizing, you've really got to think, right, if I can pick 1 to 3 goals in each sector, then that is what? 5 to 15 goals. You can accomplish them. Especially when they're all not massive, like buy a Ferrari, pay off my mortgage, hit the number one income earner in my company, travel the world 3 times, buy Australia. Like it's not gonna happen, right? It's not gonna happen. So prioritize. Now, you might know those priorities straight away. You might be like, right, yeah, bum, 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 bum. Right? Easy. So here's what you want to do on step 4. Right? On step 4, which is going to help you prioritize if you need the extra help, but it's also going to make sure that you're absolutely certain why that's the goal that you want and why it's a priority. So step number 4 is why. Now, for those of you who are listening to this, who are in network marketing, which this podcast and this channel is all about, because I love network marketing and I love you, network marketers, right? This is what you'll know the concept of the why, right? You got to have a why that makes you cry. YWHY stands for what hurts you, right? It's an acronym. But for me, the why is really, the why really should be the wish. What's your wish? My wish is to be a top income earner. Why? Now you've got to answer the why 7 times for it to really be a deep level of connection to the goal. So if you've got on your, I'm looking down here because my piece of paper's down here. If you've got on there travel to Tokyo, why? To create memories. Why? Because I know it'll be a trip that we'll never forget. Why? Because that's all that matters in the years to come. Why? Because every time I spend time with people who have traveled the world, I always have great conversations about the stories that they've traveled to. Why? Because when my kids ask me what was the best memory they had growing up when I was their age, I'll say this trip most likely. And if they go on it and have an amazing time, they'll never forget that I recommended it to them. Why? Thanks, Jacqueline. Why? And if you struggle to answer the question why, then it's probably not a priority to you. I want to make $1 million. Why? So I'm rich. Why? I don't know. Well, then it's probably not a priority to you. Now, most people miss this with their goals. They just think, right, 6-pack, trip to the Maldives, top income earner. Ooh, let's pick something random. Sarah, what's your number 1 goal for this year? Oh, my number 1 goal is to go on a safari. Ooh, good one. Go on a safari. Right? They're just making things up and they don't categorize it. They don't prioritize it. They don't make 7 levels of why. 7 levels of why. I haven't been taught the seven levels of why. I've just been taught go why as far as you can until you can't answer the question anymore. That's how many levels. But recently, I know some of you guys have heard like different people. Dean Graziosi, who's a friend, talk about the 7 levels of why. It's a concept that's been around for years and years and years. But here we go. Brain dump. Categorize. Prioritize. Why? Now, the bonus step that I mentioned before is once you've decided on all of this, you need to declare it. So you need to declare it. You need to declare it to your peer group. You need to declare it to your family. You need to declare it to your team. You need to declare everything. Why? Because you got accountability. If no one else knows what your goals are, then no one else will know if you don't hit your goals. Now, some of them are going to be private, right? Maybe like income levels you don't want to share. Maybe, that's probably going to be the only one you're not going to want to share, right? Maybe you've got you want to get engaged, right? So maybe you don't want to announce that yet because you don't want to declare that yet because of the situation, right? You don't want her finding out or him finding out or whatever it might be. Maybe there's different things that aren't necessarily in your control that you don't want to declare just in case. But the bonus step, which is not one of the steps, the bonus step is declare it. For those of you who know my dream home story, my dad's dream home story, you'll know what I mean about declaring. And if you haven't listened to that one, and you're on the YouTube channel, you're going to need to go subscribe to the Network Marketing Ninja podcast. And if you are on the Network Marketing Ninja podcast, smash subscribe. I think it's in the top 10 episodes. I don't know which episode number it is. It might even be the second episode. All right. So anyway, here we go. Step number 5 is create a vision board. Now, I don't want to go into too much depth about creating a vision board because you probably know that. You probably know that by now. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's a board that is visually appearing that you're going to look at every single day. So I'm going to look at my piece of paper. I'm going to see that I've got all my goals are categorized, prioritized, why. And then I'm going to put those 5, 10, 15, 20 different things, probably 15 things, onto a board, right? But visually. So if I have, I want to pay off my credit card, I'll go find a Google image of a credit card, or I might even take a photo of my own credit card, be careful of that, block out the numbers, and then put a cross, like no credit card, or if I want a red, I always use the red Ferrari example. It's not on my vision board, but I always use it because people can relate to it, right? Or understand what a red Ferrari is. It always looks cool, right? So a picture of a red Ferrari, the exact one that you want, the exact color, with the roof down, the roof up, cool background, right? Maybe you want to Photoshop yourself in there. It's worth going on to Fiverr.com and paying someone $5 to Photoshop you in the car, right? It's worth all of that so you can see yourself in the car. A lot of people don't talk about that. They just get a picture of the red Ferrari. Why aren't you in the red Ferrari? You want the red Ferrari, or do you want to be driving the red Ferrari? Do you want the red Ferrari just on the drive, or do you want to be in the red Ferrari driving it? It's crazy, isn't it? Most people don't do that. Like, oh, I'm not paying money for a vision board. Okay, then don't expect the vision board to pay you. Right? So, you want to create this vision board. Now, here's what I would recommend. The goals that are absolutely number one must have, I would make them slightly bigger than the other ones. So a lot of people just kind of have the same dimensions. I would make the ones that are really important to you, the biggest priorities, I would make them slightly bigger than the rest, and then obviously figure it all out. And again, if you need to pay someone to do it, because it's not, if you need to pay someone to create this, and then, the layout of it, and then you stick it onto your cork board or, a piece of card, and you super glue it, and then you put it on the wall, whatever, great. But here's the thing. Most people have one vision board. Incorrect, wrong. Why? Well, if your vision board is always in your office, what happens when you're not in your office? Come on. You can't just have your vision board in the place that you're going to be working. You have to have the vision board in every single place you're going to be. So here are the 5 places that you need to have the vision board. Number 1, in your office or your workspace, right? Not everyone has an office, but someone might work on the kitchen table. Great. You're going to need to have a one on the kitchen table, stuck on the kitchen table, or propped up against something on the kitchen table. Number 2, on the back of the toilet door. At home, right? You can't put it in your office. You can't put it in the office you go to work, right? So when you sat on the toilet, hopefully the door's closed. Depends on your, free-flowing open house kind of job. You sit on your toilet, bang. Most of the time you see in the back of the door, it should be on there. You're going to be spending a fair amount of time on the toilet, guys. So you either need to be working using the toilet technique that I talk about in I Dare You, my first book, or you need to be visualizing, plop. I'm just joking, right? I'm not, but I am, right? That's number 2. Number 3, on the back of the front door. So that when you leave the house to go to work, miserable, upset, depressed, You see your vision board, and all you're thinking about on the train, on the bike, in the car, on the way to work, is you're thinking, how am I going to do it? How am I going to do it? What do I have to do? I can't be lazy. So, workspace, back of the toilet door, back of the front door. The fourth one is to the left-hand side of the TV. So you have a lounge and you have a TV. You go to work, you come back, your husband's there, you've eaten your dinner, the kids are back, the husband sits on the sofa, grabs the TV, you sit next to him, and you start watching Netflix. But if you have a picture, you have your vision board stuck on the wall to the left of the TV, you're going to be watching your vision board or looking at your vision board more than you're going to be looking at Netflix. And if you watch Netflix more than you're watching your vision board, then it means that you don't really want the goals and you've got no chance of them happening. The fifth one is a digital version that you make on the screensaver of your home screen and your lock screen on your phone. So, you're going to take a photo or you're going to create a digital version of your vision board. This is why you go on Fiverr and you get someone to create like the layout so it's easier for you, and then you've got that digital version, right? And you're going to just put it on your screensaver of your phone, your screensaver of your computer, your screensaver of your iPad, because I promise you this, you will look at your phone more times than you'll look at your vision board on the wall, but everyone just says you need to just create one vision board and put it on the wall. You're not going to see it hardly any times. But the sixth step is the one that I teach that almost no one knows about, and it's the one that makes the biggest difference. And that is an audio version of your vision board. So, the word clarity basically means to see through, right? Clear, like crystal clear. The word clarity comes from the word clear. The last three letters of the word clear, E-A-R, spell the word ear. Now, what do we do with our ears? Look at that. Woo-hoo-hoo! Bet you weren't expecting me to kind of hold my ears out today, right? But what do we do with that? We listen. But you can't listen to your vision board. You can't listen to your goals unless you follow my next instruction. I want you to get your phone. I want you to go into the voice memo app. And I want you to send yourself a voice message from yourself 10 years from now. It's going to go something like this. Hey, Fraser. It's Monday, the 27th of December. It might just be, it's the 27th of December, 2031. You've had an incredible year. I just want to let you know today, I've been driving in that red Ferrari with the tan leather. You've been driving through the Swiss Alps. It's snowing, but it's nice. You've got the roof down, the heated seats on. There's hot air coming through the heating system. You look to your right or your left, and Svetlana's there. She's smiling, head to toe in the clothes she wants to wear. I'm walking through my vision board in an audio version. And what this does is every single day you can play this. Play it when you wake up, play it when you go to bed, play it when you're on your way to work, play it in between calls, have it on in the background on repeat in Alexa. And what happens is you keep hearing the life that you're going to live based on the vision board that you've just created. And guess what? One day it comes reality. But if you don't create all these things, you won't be wanting or willing to make it happen. So, let's summarize. And before I do summarize, I just want to say a massive thank you to each and every single one of you. Each and every single one of you, you absolute legends for this year. I just massively, massively, massively appreciate each and every single one of you for tuning in to the Network Marketing Ninja podcast. And I'm going to give a shout out to our subscriber of the week. Now, subscriber of the weeks are people who leave a 5-star rating and review, or they take a screenshot of what's on their device right now, post it into their Instagram stories, and tag me at Fraser Brooks Online. So, if you are the subscriber of the week, all you've got to do is send an email to info@fraserbrooks.com and say, woohoo, I was a subscriber of the week for episode 175, yeah! And we'll ask for your PayPal address, and then we'll send you the $50. So, the winner is Maisko Nawaki. Mieszko. So Maisko Nawaki, Nowacki. Just incredible. 5 stars. Fraser Brooks and the show are just incredible. Tons of value in each episode delivered with great energy and humor. How could it be better? Fraser and the team, thank you so much for supporting us all, uniting the industry and making it sexy again. So Maisco, you are the winner. I'm so sorry for getting your name completely wrong. We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, brain dump, categorize, prioritize, Y times 7, declare it, create a vision board and an audio board, and you are going to win big. Happy New Year, guys. Have a great end to it and an incredible start to it, and I'll see you soon. Don't forget, go to freefromfraser.com to get